Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If we've met, I'm so glad you're back here. If we've never met, my name is Vanderbilt. I got married to my best friend, Emmaus, about a month ago, and I wanted to share how I planned for our wedding in under 5 months with a set budget. I will be going over my wedding planning process, the budget we had for our wedding, and various other tips I found to be very helpful as becoming a bride. First off, congratulations if you recently got engaged and are starting to plan your wedding. You have entered one of the most exciting times of your life so far. I'm excited for you and hope that these tips and recommendations help you through your wedding planning process. The one thing I can tell you is to enjoy this process, soak it all in, and cherish each appointment. Let's jump right into it. First, let's cover the budget. Knowing your budget is one of the most influential decisions you are going to make in the beginning stages of your planning. For example, Emmaus and I decided on a budget of $12,000 and that was going to be our maximum. Agreeing on a budget with your fiance, your family, or whoever else may be paying and what the maximum you will spend on your wedding is so important. Next is knowing the vibe you want for your venue. Do you want a barn, a church, a modern style, lake, or a beach? It is something to think about and decide on. Once you have decided on the vibe, the next step is to research different venues around your area. If you are wanting to have a destination wedding, then feel free to research that. Personally, I wanted to get married near my hometown so I could have more of my family there to celebrate my special day with me. That may not be as important to you as it was to me, and that is okay. Now let's chat about how my wedding was planned. When I got engaged to my fiance back in July of 2021, I already had in mind where I wanted to get married. I wanted it to be at Luray Mill Event Hall in Gastonia. It turned out to be just down the road from where I grew up here in North Carolina. This gave me an advantage in the planning process. About a week after our engagement, we went to Luray Mill and booked our venue. All of the packages they offered included the tables, the chairs, linens, DJ, food, staff, and a day of coordinator. All of these details were vital, which contributed towards making our wedding day perfect. Keep in mind though, not every venue has the same amenities, so be sure to check out what is included and what's not. A general rule of thumb is to never assume anything is included unless stated otherwise. Personally, a day of coordinator is crucial. However, hiring a wedding planner to plan your entire wedding is a personal decision. I didn't want someone else planning my wedding, and so that is why my mom and I did most of the work ourselves. Once the venue was booked, I began making spreadsheets that listed the guests we wanted to invite, which included friends, family, and other important people in my life. Make sure to spend proper time on this part, as I am glad that I invited people who didn't first come to my mind, such as former teachers and other members of my church. Don't just breeze by it in the Starbucks line. My mom and I shared the Google spreadsheet and worked on it together. We then mailed out the save the date cards 2 weeks after booking our venue. Everyone has a different time frame for when they want to, but we decided that 2 months before our wedding was the best time to mail out invitations with the RSVP cards placed in them. Having these documents shared on a digital platform such as Google Sheets allowed us to work on the guest list whenever we had free time. Some couples may prefer to use a physical notebook to keep track of all the details, but using a digital platform also allows us to have a peace of mind in case we were to lose the physical sheet. After the save the date cards were mailed out, I asked my bridesmaids to be a part of my special day. Instead of just texting or calling them, I wanted to do something special and extra because I am Hannah Vanderbilt. I met with each of them for coffee or brunch and asked them to be one of my bridesmaids. And when they said yes, I surprised them with a gift, which was a bracelet and a Starbucks gift card and a cute little bag with their name on it. I was surprised when meeting with one of my friends, I'll call her Sally, respectfully declined because she couldn't 100% be involved due to prior commitments. As disappointed as I was, I greatly appreciated her honesty by letting me know upfront and before I spent hundreds of dollars on her hair, makeup, and other gifts. So don't get discouraged if one of your friends says no, but take it as a compliment towards how strong and honest your relationship is with that person because they felt comfortable enough to tell you the truth. During this time, I was searching for where I wanted to shop for my wedding dress and where I wanted the bridesmaids to get their dresses from. I made sure I was staying proactive and always doing something. I decided to go with the Dazzled Bridal Informal for my wedding dress, and the girls ended up purchasing their dresses from them as well. I would try to do most of my wedding planning on the weekend while doing a few small tasks during the week while in school. A big tip I would suggest to all brides is to make sure you are upfront with your bridesmaids about what they will be paying for and what you are going to buy for them as the bride. For example, the bridesmaids paid for their dresses, shoes, and any expenses during the bachelorette evening, which was for one night. On the other hand, I was able to pay for their hair and makeup on the wedding day, and I bought a gift for each of the bridesmaids, which included their getting ready outfit, lip gloss, and a pair of customized earrings to wear. They all loved their gift as they were all personal, but also cost less than $50 each. For gifts, I customized and purchased the getting ready outfits off Etsy from a shop called SS Weddings, which I gave to the bridesmaids, flower girl, mother of the bride, and mother of the groom. I asked the girls for their sizes and then ordered them immediately to ensure that they would arrive on time. The next task I wanted to accomplish was to book and schedule appointments such as my spray tan, manicure, pedicure, haircut, a Brazilian wax, and an updo for the rehearsal. I already knew from the beginning who I wanted to glam my bridesmaids and myself up for the wedding day. But if not, then you can ask your venue or other friends who have gotten married for recommendations. Personally, I highly recommend getting someone separate to do your hair and someone else to do the bridesmaids and mother's hair. If I would have booked with the same person for everyone, we wouldn't have had enough time to get ready. So bottom line, it worked out perfectly having two hairstylists. Around month 2 of being a fiance, I started to contact the officiant, whom I wanted to marry us. Emmaus and I both met with him multiple times to learn marriage tips and plan out how the ceremony would flow. Along with contacting him, I also started to meet with my baker and my florist, and it happened that both women were either a close friend or a family member. Since we had a connection with them, they both gifted us the labor and just charged for the materials, which saved us so much money in the long run. Professional florists can be thousands of dollars, which may be what you want to do, but it wasn't our desire as we chose to spend money elsewhere, such as higher-end photo and video, since those were two of the things we would remember forever. My husband and I own Silver Fox Productions, which is a worldwide video production company that captures high-end video and pictures for hundreds of weddings and large name clients. In addition to just having a photographer, I wanted to have a videographer there to capture every moment, such as us getting ready, first touch and prayer, the ceremony, the wedding party, fun in the reception, and the gorgeous moment where we ran through sparklers. Personally, I wanted both, but that is up to you as a bride. If you are wanting a videographer and haven't found one yet, send us an email at hello@silverfoxproductions.org, and we will be so excited to serve you. I know I am biased, but I 100% think a wedding video is a necessity. If you're still on the fence about whether it's worth it or not, click right here or click the link in the description to learn why a wedding video is a necessity, not just a want. Around month 3, things started to pick up a bit. I began to get my wedding dress altered, our engagement shoot was booked, and then my mom, myself, and the makeup, the hair artist, and of course the photographer had to find a date when we were going to have our bridal portraits done. One thing to point out about bridal portraits is that it takes a lot of planning and communication to have these 5 people on the same page. Don't be disappointed if you have to toss a few dates out there and move around your schedule to make all the pieces line up. It's a lot of work, but in the end, it is so worth it. Oh, and did I mention? Make sure that you have a box of tissues for your mom when you both look at the pictures together. It's one of the sweetest moments that we've had together, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Then close to month 4, my mom and I started to create the donut wall. In addition to a small cake and some cupcakes, we wanted to display donuts. So my dream has always been to have a donut wall. I thought this was the cutest thing ever. Only after a few nails and a can or 2 of spray paint and some hard work, we had that donut wall completed. Regarding the planning for our honeymoon, I tossed out the idea of since I had planned the wedding, Emmaus could surprise me with the honeymoon. He began to plan and book our flights around month 4 of us being engaged, and he planned for us to leave the day after our wedding to go to Florida. We had an absolute blast. The last month before our big day, we did small but necessary things for our wedding, such as creating the seating chart, applying for our marriage license, creating the photo and video shot list, creating the gift bags, and lastly, writing out our vows out on our vow books, which I purchased from Etsy. Again, you can find all of the links to these products in the description below. I got 2 questions from one of my recent Instagram stories, and they were, what is the best piece of advice you were given for your wedding day, and what was the worst piece of advice you were given for your wedding day? The best piece of advice was to soak in all of the moments. From getting ready with my bridesmaids, my first touch with Emmaus, walking down the aisle, worshiping during the ceremony, reading my vows, dancing, seeing family. It was so special to just soak them in. The day will go by so fast. This is just another reason why a wedding video is essential. We received the pictures pretty quickly back, and even though we love them, I said to Emmaus, I'm glad that we have more to remember than just our wedding pictures. And as I was waiting on him to edit our wedding video, I could feel the anticipation rising to see these special moments again. Plus, it was just so much fun showing our parents the video in person and seeing tears roll down their cheek, just like they did on the wedding day. As I was contemplating on any bad advice I had received, I think back to before I was engaged and just scrolling on Instagram. Culture told me that I had to spend a lot of money to have the perfect day. And I am glad that I knew it wasn't true once I had heard it. Because marrying the right man, having your friends and family there, and everyone having fun is what made it the perfect day. There's no need to spend outrageous amounts of money you don't have on stuff that you can't afford to impress people who won't even remember every detail. Take the focus off of trying to impress others, and especially those on social media, and put your focus on what is important to you and how you can make your day as special as possible. Pause for a second. I know that your brain is probably about to explode right now about hearing all of this, but know that it's all going to be worth it. Looking back at all of the many details that went into wedding planning, I remember it being tiring and sometimes frustrating at times, but overall it was amazing as it pointed towards the most special day of my life. If I could give you one piece of advice, it would be to hang in there. Hebrews 12:1 tells us to run this race with perseverance. So don't grow weary of doing good and keep pushing through, because it will all be worth it very soon. So thank you guys so much for learning how I planned our wedding in under 5 months with a $12,000 budget. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another video. Bye guys!